Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. It is Claritha. It is time for another little segment of Everyday Enlightenment. And there we go, pin the comment. So welcome. It is September 22nd, so happy fall equinox, happy autumnal equinox. It is officially the start of fall today in the Northern Hemisphere. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, it is officially the start of spring. So, yay! Let's celebrate that. And I love like all the celestial things. So I love equinoxes. I love solstices, or solstice. I don't know what the plural of solstice is. And I just think there's really something special about how Mama Earth has a dance with the other things in the cosmos. I think that's super special and how we get to benefit from that. So in case you're not familiar with what an equinox is a day, or actually 2 days or 2 moments during the year, where each calendar year, where the sun is exactly in line with the equator. And so it follows the trajectory of the equator around the earth. And so what that means is that the length of the day and the length of the night are equal, okay? And I think this is such a great reminder for us to honor the balance within ourselves and within our lives. And so the balance between night and day is exactly equal during these during the equinoxes. And the balance, I think it reminds us to hold the balance between night and day, the masculine and the feminine, the yin and the yang, which actually encompass everything, right? And so this particular equinox, I think, is super interesting because of where we are right now and what is going on in the global climate. And so I've been sharing with my patients and my mentoring clients over the past couple months that, there's a lot going on. And so it feels like this roller coaster. It feels like we were on this roller coaster, right? Totally feels that way. And that we've been on this constant chug towards the pinnacle. We've been kind of working our way towards the peak. And you're starting to feel all of your tension and all of your anxiety is kind of building because a shift is going to happen as soon as you hit the top of that roller coaster, right? And you go down the other side. And so we know the shift is coming because inside we can feel all of this pressure and we can feel all of this tension, and we're getting to the point where we can't stand it anymore, right? And so that tipping point is today. That pivot is today. And so this is where we're going to be going down the other side of the roller coaster. Okay. So caveat, it doesn't mean this is going to be easy, because it's not, but we've reached the tipping point. We've reached the pinnacle of this roller coaster, and now we're going down the other side. And like I've been saying for months, it's going to be an intense ride down the other side of the roller coaster. So the rest of 2020, we're not getting off of the roller coaster. It's going to be a different ride, so to speak. And so as some of my friends say, hang on to your butts still. So we're still there. But today we're kind of on the other side of that roller coaster. We're on the other side of the peak. And with what's going on with the equinox, because of where the sun is and where the planets are and where they are in the sort of cosmic alignment, this is what will help usher in the age of Aquarius. And so if you're not familiar with that, basically, it just means that we are coming to a point in our collective evolution where things like love, truth, and expansion of consciousness is going to be the main theme, okay? And it's going to be priority over everything else. And so because that hasn't been the case for so long, for decades and decades and hundreds, probably thousands of years, this is why things look so chaotic right now and so topsy-turvy, because it's a change of the guard, it's the changing of the guard. So the things like greed, power, and corruption, that, all that stuff is done. Period, send, bye-bye. as I say, donezo. It's donezo. So those old ways are done, which is great. So yay, that's something to celebrate. So, and, as far as the greed and the corruption stuff, if you don't know what I'm talking about by now, maybe do some research and see like what's really going on behind all the stories that we get fed. And if that's not quite clear to you, it's, you know, if you haven't seen the things and haven't like tapped into your intuition to understand what's really going on behind the scenes of all the stories that we're getting fed, it's going to feel rough. Like the awakening is going to feel rough when they start to share information and the truth of what's been going on. And it's going to be challenging to wrap your head around, but that's okay, because the truth is coming out, and the truth and the love and the expansion of consciousness is going to touch everybody on the planet. Okay. Whether you're awake or whether you're still asleep. So it's coming. And it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be really wonderful. And that is what is going to create the foundation of what everything else is going to be built on moving forward. I'm using my hands a lot out here, so you guys can't see them. But that's where we're headed. And these big shifts are going to continue. So today is the start of these big shifts, right? Today, the equinox, Tuesday, September 22nd, is the beginning shift of that. And so this is going to continue through the winter solstice and into the spring equinox. So between now and this next 6 months, life is going to look very, very different. And know that we're going into a space where love, truth, and consciousness is like the theme and is the main foundation. And everything that is not that, this is the time for it to fall away. So it's the birth of one thing and the death of another thing. So this is why this topsy-turviness. So it's going to be a really interesting week. It's going to be an interesting couple months through the solstice. So just like meditate, do all of your self-care things. Like I've said before, dip into your self-care suitcase, take out all the things because we need them to tap into our tuition and tap into our innate knowingness, so we know what's going on and we can feel our way through what's coming. Because it's all good. It's just going to look a little crazy, which it's looked crazy, but it's just going to continue that way. So know that, you know, it's all good. So chin up, the light wins, love wins. You've been doing an amazing job handling things, however you handle things. And so like, this is the time that we came here to, you know, to help this planetary shift. So you're doing a great job. We're all in this together, and you got this. So thank you so much for being here, and have a fantastic week.